Hey, there he is.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing, bud?
I'm pumped. I'm on my favorite blind comedian DJ's podcast.
Hell yeah. We'll definitely give you a proper intro. I'll do my little spiel here before we get started. That's right, y'all. You're tuning in to Where's My Damn Podcast, and thank you for checking it out. Thank you to all the listeners out there. Um, yeah, so be sure to check out the podcast. It's on all the various platforms, and do that stuff. Review, comment, like whatever you guys do on that so-called thing, internet. There, Um, and yes, I am the host with the most, and I got a very special guest, man. Uh, Glad to have him on. He's a fellow comedian. He's out there in the Bay Area.
Hey,
Um,
babe.
yeah, so I don't know if there's any fire going on out there, but man, it's fucking really smoky out here in the 209 right now.
Hey, I'm
So,
sorry. I'm
oh
sorry
yeah, yeah.
about. I'm
Go,
sorry about that. I was just my wife's going to the store. I want to make sure she gets me beer.
oh yeah, no problem. Hey, get one for me too, bro. Yeah, we'll have a drink off right here.
Hell yeah.
Uh, yep. So, without any further ado, I got this fellow comedian of mine. You know what I'm saying? I call him A Dub, but a lot of people know him as Alex Woody.
Yeah, A dub in the house, baby.
the,
I like that. Hey,
the,
because I'm always asking for a dub, you know?
yeah, see, it works. It works.
I like that. I'm gonna
That's
use that next time I go to my drug leader's house. Let me get a dub of
yeah,
everything.
yeah. And he has the best hair in business. Let me tell you. Let me
Oh
tell
yeah,
you.
let me tell you, it's so good you can see my head, you know? Yeah, the front of my head, it's receding so bad it looks like Monterey Bay, just a little got Alcatraz right there, you know?
Right.
Yeah, horrible.
Oh, oh man, bro. Definitely. It's a pleasure having you on, man. Glad you're able to make it. Man,
Well,
this.
you know what's fucked up is like I'm losing my hair,
Mm-hmm.
but I like not losing my pubic hair. It's like I got why do I gotta lose that head hair and not that head hair, you know?
Hey, man, transfer it to one spot to the other.
I might do that. I look like I had Jerry curls though.
Take it back to Easy E days.
I'd probably get some street cred with that hair, you
Yeah, man.
know.
Hey, there you go. It all connects, man. A Dub, Street Cred, Jerry Curl. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, just I've been trying to be black my whole life, so I started with the FUBU jersey, and now I'm
Yeah.
ending with the Jerry curls. So, no, seriously though, I tried to get cornrows back in the day when I was younger. And my
Yeah.
mom took me. Like we had to drive to Oakland, went to
Yeah.
a barber shop.
Yeah.
People asking for our credentials as we're walking in. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
we know the password bananas, right? Banana split. And they started doing the cornrows, and I only did like 2 rows on the side
Uh-huh.
of my head because it hurt so bad. And they
Oh.
were like, oh, everyone in there was laughing at me. Like, look at this little pussy white boy.
Yeah.
And my mom's holding my hand, like reading, John 3:16. You know what I mean? She's like, you can do it. But I pussed out. I only got 2 rows, and so at school they call me 2 row Woody.
Hey.
So that was cool. That was cool. I went to an all-white school, by the way. It was just a lot of white kids acting black.
Yeah.
We had like 1 or 2 black kids, but it was mostly all white kids
Hey, but
acting
they
black.
didn't have the cornrows like you though. See, you were the
No,
blackest one
no,
there.
no, no. And I looked nuts because I just had two. They're like, well, we're not gonna fuck with him. This guy, he
Right.
got two. He didn't get to do the full thing. He's crazy. He doesn't care what he looks like.
That's what I'm saying. It's like watch out if he added a couple more, and man, it's a wrap.
If you don't care what you look like, that's scary. Like, run from that person. If someone doesn't care what they look like, run from that person. Like, there's something wrong with you, you know?
Yeah.
So there was something wrong with me. I was just trying to be different and cool, right? We've always tried to be cool, right?
Yeah, I think we all did that, yeah, in high
I mean, we're
school and
still
all that
trying to
shit.
do it, right?
I know, but we're older.
I had a comedy set the other night. I had a comedy. I might post a clip from it. I had a comedy. Follow me underscore Alex Woody comedy on Instagram. Where's that
Hey,
damn podcast? Hey.
yep.
And I this guy in the front row, he's just messing with cigarettes. I'm like, give me a cigarette, and I'm like holding it up there, and I didn't have a chance to light it on stage because I was too busy talking. You
Right.
know, I should have thought about that. Like, hey, you're trying to do jokes here, moron. But then the other thing is, I light it when after I get off stage, you know, and I'm like coughing because I don't smoke. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm trying to look cool. I even said it on stage. I'm like, I don't even smoke. I'm trying to look cool. It's like, what am I doing? The next day, it felt horrible. I can't smoke cigarettes anymore. I used to, but that's because I
Yeah.
was doing drugs. But
Right.
now I can't, you know? You smoke
Oh,
cigarettes? Do you smoke
oh,
cigarettes?
no, no, no. I tried it like when I was younger, and I didn't like it. I
Mm.
did not like it at all. I was like,
Yeah.
oh fuck
It,
that.
it feels
Weed
like
now,
chemicals.
yeah. Now weed, like, yeah, I fuck with weed, but
Oh, I love that.
yeah, it's crazy, right? But yeah, man. You know what? Let's shit. I know we're rocking and rolling right now, but we'll definitely get into a couple comedy questions and stuff. We'll get into your background, your social security, your driver's license.
Yeah, fuck it. I don't have much money, so you're not
Yeah.
gonna get much.
Right.
Oh my God, all he has is an EBT card and it's
Yeah.
halfway full. Oh, great.
Hey, EBT's a shit.
Yeah, 187 a month. I don't know.
Oh man, but yeah, man, and we'll just go all over the place as well. Just talk about whatever. I mean, so, but yeah, man, yeah, let's go way back a little bit. Like, first comedy question of the podcast here. So how'd you get into the whole comedy thing?
Um, well, someone put a gun to my head and they were like, comedy or you die. And I was like, okay, comedy, I'll try it. No, I just, hmm, I, I'm usually doing my podcast, Banana Bay podcast. Check that out after this one. But I'm usually doing my podcast and asking people questions or, talking. I've never asked questions, so I've never really thought about what got me into it. I guess there's a combination of things. I started a
Mm.
podcast from my car
Yo,
and of me just because I've always been like kind of funny with my friends, aka I'm always the one drinking too much and smoking too much. Hence, I'm gonna be funny.
yeah.
And I don't read books, so I sound funny. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, you can't pronounce that word.
Yeah.
And so I had the hardest time with Rolls Royce. I had a hard time with that one. But
Oh,
anyways,
okay.
I'm
Great
kidding. I'm
band,
kidding.
by
I'm
the
kidding.
way.
Yeah, right, right. So I've always been kind of funny and kooky, and then I like really got into drugs
Hmm.
and went to a bunch of rehabs, and then had a family,
Model
and in the
citizen
middle of
right there.
that, oh yeah, yeah. Well, I when I was in high school, they asked me what I wanted to be, and I was like drug addict for sure. That sounds fun. Like having everyone hate me and stealing from family. That sounds great. Sign
Yeah.
me up. So, anyways, I got out of rehab like the final last time, like because at this time I have a kid that
Hmm.
like a baby that like that changes your perspective on life, and then I have the wife that I want to keep, and like this one actually likes when I put it in her, like let's keep her. And so
This works.
yeah, yeah, right. Like this is the one. And so I haven't taken a pill. Pills were my thing. I haven't taken a pill or heroin too. I did for a little bit. But you know what the thing about heroin is I shot up. I'm like whispering because my family's in the other room. I shot up because I was kind of hanging out with the wrong people. Sometimes you think you'll never do these hardcore drugs, but it's really the people you do hang out with. Mom and dad are right because I did it, and I was such a pussy. The guy used to do it for me, like put it in my arm, and I'd look away like a fucking girl.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
one time I was fiending so much, and we're in a San Francisco hotel. We go to the Tenderloin, and then go to fancy San Francisco hotels,
Hmm.
and like right on the wharf, and go in the bathrooms. You got jazz music playing. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was crazy, right? And the guy I was doing with looked like a fucking crackhead. Like
Yeah,
he was like a rocker guy. So you had the tight black jeans and like
yeah.
the and sure, I'm like, we definitely shouldn't be staying here. You know what I mean? Like, I'm surprised they never caught us. And my friend did the whole thing, was shooting the blood up on the ceiling after using the syringe. I mean, it was crazy. It was like living in a movie. And anyways, one day I did it to myself because I didn't want to wait for my friend. I was feeling so much, and
Yeah.
it was crazy. I only did it for a month though because I'm
Hmm.
kind of a pussy. I was scared of dying, and also I've always been like a big guy, and I've always had a hard time finding a vein. And let me tell you, when you've poked yourself 100 times in the hand,
Oh,
yeah, I was like that.
yeah. That's crazy. Um, yeah, man. Yeah, that is a that's a that's a crazy story right there. That is
Yeah, yeah, I know. I like to start crazy and then end not crazy, but basically, being fat saved my life. I'm serious.
yeah.
And then I went, but then see, and I did this with cigarettes too. Then I went from that to pills because I thought, oh well, pills are it's a little safer, it's pharmaceutical, right? You know
Hmm.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And it still hit
I
the
don't have
same
to inject
receptors.
myself.
Right. So, anyways, I went through all this. The main question was like, how'd you get in comedy? We got on this like crazy, dazed and
He's
confused kind of
yeah.
track
He's
here.
gonna end it
But
with a punchline, y'all. Watch out! Watch
yeah,
out!
yeah, yeah. No, no, I'm not. I'm a horrible comedian. But no, no, no. But anyways, I got out of this rehab. I'm driving at night. I'm sober. I haven't started smoking weed or alcohol. I didn't do that for a while
Mm,
because I needed to kind of nicotine was my thing and coffee, but I
okay.
needed to like get used to not being on stuff for a while. Anyways, and so anyways, I did the cigarettes and then I did chewing tobacco for a little bit and that was gross. And then I'm
Mm.
driving one day just completely sober and I'm listening to Joey Diaz, the comedian. You know what
Yeah,
I'm talking
yeah,
about?
yeah. Coco.
And
Yeah.
he's talking about kidnapping people and doing all these horrible things and laughing about it. And I'm like, I've had such a horrible past, you know what I mean? And so I started doing a podcast, right? I only had heard him on a podcast. I didn't really know
Mm,
about stand up. Really,
yeah.
I hadn't really never watched stand up except Dane Cook in like
Mm,
2005 because he was huge and I was in high school. And
right.
then my mom had a Robin Williams cassette tape, but she told me, I don't want to catch you listening to that. And I never did actually.
Mm.
I didn't become a prick son till later, right? And so, anyways, the only stand up is like that few Dane Cook and like a few little things on TV. And then I heard Joey Diaz on the podcast on like All Star podcast. And then I started listening more. And then heard some stand up. And I'm like, this is gonna sound stupid and kind of corny, but I really thought like I can do this. Like if that
Yeah.
guy can do the first show I saw, like I had to go to a show in person before saying I'm gonna do an open mic, right? So it was a
Hmm.
combination of things, not just Joey Diaz, but it was a combination of my cousin saying, listening to the podcast and saying, "Have you ever thought about stand up?" I'm like, "What's stand up?" And then going to a show at a bowling alley and seeing a guy on crutches drooling jokes, and I'm like, I can do that. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
If that guy can do
yeah.
it, it looks like he got hit by a truck. I can do that.
There's a
With two
chance for
legs.
you.
Right, right. I don't take vitamin C, but I think I could do it. You know what I mean? So I I still have my first set, and it is god awful. But I hope if this turns into anything that I can show like where you can start and where you can end.
You know,
And
you know
yeah.
what? That tape is gonna heal the world, Alex.
Yeah, I think so because it's just me yelling at people at a bar. It was at a shitty bar called The Office, and it was nothing like an office, let me tell you. And
Oh
it was
man.
like these drunks just like looking at the wall, and I'm like, pay attention. I'm hella drunk. My
Right.
first time I did stand up, I was hella drunk.
What
I
what uh,
did
what year are we talking about here? What?
2018.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you started around that time then?
Yeah. What
Okay,
about you?
yeah, yeah, same year. Oh
And
shit.
and really too, I honestly I used to DJ too. I mean, we can go into a whole.
Oh snap!
I have
See,
hella
that's why.
shit. Yeah.
That's where. Oh shit! That's where the stars are aligning, bro.
And
No,
that's where the drugs came in too. Honestly, I was in hella, and it helped with the music too. I hate to say that kids don't do drugs, but eventually it didn't help with the music, and it became more about the drugs and not about the music. But honestly, I like doing comedy over DJing because DJing is so lonely. At least
Did,
comedy, you're out doing shows, you make friends, you lose
yeah,
friends too. Let me
yeah,
tell you, but you make
yeah.
friends.
Did you do vinyl? You fuck with vinyl? The
No,
what?
I was a millennial cunt, did CDs. I started with CDs and
CDJs, CDJs.
yeah, CDJs,
And
and
you know,
then
I'll give you that
yeah.
one. I'll give you that one. That's it's at least
Well,
something.
and then I went MP3, and I still have a little setup. Then I went MP3, and I know it's like easier,
Mm-hmm.
but it's so convenient with the laptop. And
Yeah.
I'm younger than you, I think, so
Mm-hmm.
that could play in it. I give mad respect to vinyl people,
Yeah. Yeah.
because you don't hit sync with the song.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Oh
You got to
shit.
sync it up
He
yourself.
knows
Yeah, I know
about
what's up.
sync, y'all. He knows
Yeah.
about it. Oh shit.
Oh, I love a good sync button though. There's nothing like it. But you know what? You can automatically sync two songs. It doesn't mean they're gonna sound good. I mean, there's still a
Mm-hmm.
little skill with it, a little bit, but definitely vinyl.
Yeah.
You have a better ear and you got more of a skill. But anyways, with all those different roads we just took, that's kind of how I got into stand up and kind of why is basically
Yeah.
I wanted to turn my fucked up life story into jokes and tell them to people.
Hey, that's what it is, man. I mean, like, and you know this already. Like, all of us, a lot of us, comedians, have interesting past, to
Yeah.
say the least, and then makes it for a interesting material when you get up there on stage. So,
And it's
uh,
healing, and it's healing. And I used to be embarrassed, honestly, hearing other comedians on podcasts and like hearing stand up and hearing
mhm.
some fucked up things, or it makes you realize you're not so weird. There's people
Yeah,
going through similar things as you. Don't
right.
feel bad about it. Joke about it. Feel better about it. Life is short, that kind of thing. That's why I like stand up.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, I think you touched on it as well. Like with
Wait, hang on.
yeah. Oh, we
Hey,
got the
babe,
beer. I think we got the
babe,
beer.
I'm still doing the podcast, but can you get me a hazy or something? Just
Yeah.
tonight, and then the rest of the week I won't drink.
You say that all the time.
She says I say that all the
All
time.
the time.
All right.
He's
Well,
calling
were you?
you out.
Like two things.
Calling
So,
you out, A-Dub.
Well,
you
just
still on it?
yeah. I'm still on. They heard you.
Shouts out to the wifey. Oh man, that's yeah. He's gonna get a hazy.
Yeah, yeah. She's. I think she's a little mad at me, but it's all right. Love
It
drives people crazy, right?
right. Hey, shit happens, man. Shit
Right.
happens.
Right. That's funny. It does.
Yeah. So you got the cold one right there. You got it
No,
already.
no, no, no. She's got to go to
Oh
the store.
okay.
I just,
Yeah.
I'm kind of. It's kind of a celebration too. I think I'm getting a new job, so
What?
why
Oh
not?
shit. Hey, talk about it. What is it? Let's talk about it.
Um.
Let's
So
breaking news right now.
yeah. So basically, I have an uncle that lives in Oakland, and he owns about like 6 or 7 girls. They mostly come from China, and they ship them out on a boat, right? And so they're blindfolded, right? And they're kind of beat up, and so.
Hey, easy with the blindfold there,
Oh,
Alex
sorry.
Woody. No,
No, no, I'm kidding.
no, I know.
No, but yeah, basically I'm gonna be a pimp. No,
Yeah, I know.
no, it's just and I worry about this too with getting a job is like them finding out about the comedy or the podcast. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
you
Like,
know
oh my
what?
god.
That's what I hear a lot of times, like with people with certain jobs, like, oh my god, like, are they gonna like find
I
out?
don't, but that's kind of cocky because in reality, no one listens.
Right.
You'll post a clip of your stand up and get like 100 views and 3 likes. You're like, why the fuck do I do this?
I know it's like why would we go into his background and shit?
Yeah, no, I don't.
Like.
I don't think they will. But basically, this is just a job. It's going to be in the $20 range, kind
Oh
of a little bit more.
snaps!
So I'm making that cheddar, and it's a job at a lab. So that's pretty cool. Might have to get to wear a white coat. Hey,
Oh, Breaking Bad right here.
yeah, I know. I hope I get to work with mice, but no, it's a
No.
lab job. I don't want to say too much.
Yeah.
God
Oh
forbid.
no. Yeah.
So
No.
you know what
No
I mean.
worries. Hey. Hey.
Um, I'm
That's
always,
what's
yeah,
up.
I'm always
That's
kind
what's
of,
up.
I always like to separate those two. Like, but my last couple jobs, one of the jobs, someone found out I was a comedian. I was like, hey, don't tell anyone. But I really don't want people at work to know I'm a comedian because then they're gonna want to try out jokes on you or want to hear
Yeah.
jokes or
Right.
like
Like,
if you need to
hey,
leave.
tell me a joke.
Right, and here's my thing too. If you want to leave early or call in sick because maybe you're hungover from a long Reno trip or something, they're gonna
Yeah.
be like, oh, comedy. You know what I mean? So you gotta watch your back.
I know, man. They're like, man, fuck, all these fucking leeches, man. Yeah, coming at
Hmm.
you and shit.
Hmm.
Uh,
No,
no, that's
comedy,
that's what's up, man.
comedy, and yeah.
Congratulations on that. That's what's up.
Hmm. Well, I can't be making high school kid wages, and that's what I've been doing. And when you make crappy wages, you got to work 2 jobs,
Hmm.
plus the comedy, which is kind of like a job.
Yeah.
There's times I don't want to go do comedy, but those times are the best because you always feel better after.
Right.
But anyways, I'm sick of working a million jobs, and I'm overweight, and I don't work out, and I'm tired. You know what I mean?
Perfect life right there. No.
Oh, I like just one good job during the day and then some comedy at night and just call it a life, you
I
know?
know, man. Hey, you know what? Just talking about jobs and stuff. Like I don't know about you. Or you probably talk to different comedians that you come across and stuff.
Hmm.
Like being in a traveling comic or working comic, like because like in the beginning, like the pay sucks. Like
Right,
I
right. You're
mean,
not doing it for the
we're
pay.
getting paid like peanuts if you're
Not
lucky.
even.
If
Yeah, I
yeah,
wish. I love cashews.
right. So yeah, it's not a glamorous a job in itself. Like especially if you're getting started early on and stuff. But
Well, it's not, to me, it's an investment. I don't, I would never come out with a special right now because I haven't been doing it long enough. Every
yeah,
time I,
yeah, yeah,
every time I do it, I get better, but I don't think I'm like that good. So there's a goal, right? That's a goal that I
yeah,
want to get to.
yeah,
So, I mean, it is a job in that way, but pay-wise, most of the times you're gonna come out even. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So it's more of a passion project, and
No, definitely. I definitely
yeah.
100% agree with that. Yeah.
I
No,
mean,
you're
DJing, you're probably gonna make more money, but then like I said, I've DJed before, and you're like standing behind the vinyls or the computer by yourself, and it's just like, you know, I want to be on
yeah.
the dance like comedy. I want to be with the people.
Right. Yeah, no, that it's interesting. Like uh, you just touch on the whole DJ thing. Like you mentioned, it's a lonely world as far as that. And then like with comedy, you get to meet a lot of people, and and network with people. And as far as that, um, like meeting people, I would say a little above average as far as meeting people because I DJ'd for a long time and I've met a lot of people and through various gigs and events and stuff and then at the same time if you have like a group of friends that DJ as well like it makes it worth it but it I mean it has its challenges as well
Well, the
but
other thing too is I don't really have time to sit down for a couple hours and work on something. You know what I mean?
mhm.
I used to make music on the laptop and stuff, and it would be hours, but I didn't have a family. you
Hmm.
know, and I would go through the night working on stuff. I didn't really have a job, you know.
Hmm.
So, the comedy, at least when I'm out, like, because I drive right now, but when I'm out and about, I can think about jokes and stuff. I don't know how I can think about music when I'm out and about driving, you know?
Hmm. I mean, it's possible because I mean, like,
Yeah.
because it's all about coming up with a playlist for whatever gig you're
Oh, that's
doing,
true. That's true.
yeah, for whatever you're doing. But as
I
far
guess
as
I was thinking more of the making of it, you know?
oh, yeah, no,
Because I
no,
was
like,
getting really into that because it's kind of like comedy. It's like, if you want to be a pro DJ, you better make remixes or your own music, or it's not really, you know, there's people that can mix music out there, or
yeah,
if you're really into the scratching or whatever. But
yeah.
my whole thing was I was really into house music and stuff, which
Oh,
kind of
okay.
sucks because it's that's not popular in the suburbs, and that's where I was kind of doing it. You know,
Hmm.
that's more of a San Francisco thing.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and at the time I didn't know any gay people, so I was like, how do I get around the city? How do I? But anyways, where I
And,
was going with that,
well,
I don't know.
well, I mean, to sum it up, the as far as like between the two, with comedy, less equipment. Um, I don't have to break my back as far as carrying my
That's true
equipment,
too. That's true too.
and if you own any equipment, it's at least a sound system or a mic, if any. But when you pull up to a venue, you just walk in. It's you. That's it. I don't have to carry all kinds of shit with me. It's just
Right.
you do a showcase, boom, get there, and then get on stage. That's pretty much it. So that's what I like.
Yeah,
Definitely, I like
yeah,
about
and
it.
you know, and like I said, I've been through stuff, and I like talking, and comedy is kind of a combination of the two, talking about stuff and talking.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think I still like DJ related stuff, and I still have like my mixer and stuff, and who
Hmm.
knows, maybe the future, but for
Yeah.
right now, my focus is on comedy, and I love it. It's like life changing.
Oh, definitely. I'm with you on that. I mean, I still DJ like on the side, or I'll practice
Yeah.
and stuff. But my main focus and is definitely comedy.
It just
Um,
takes so much too with the comedy, I feel like.
yeah. And
But
you know what? Well, and then the other thing too is like, once I got into it, it just became addicting. You know.
yeah.
It was like, oh shit! It just fucking grabbed me like something just took over. Like I can't stop doing it.
And why do you think? What do you think why?
Uh, I mean, aside from the outcome as far as like laughter and making
The
people
rush?
laugh, and yeah, the rush. I Because I'm like competitive in nature, so and I want to get better and improve in that aspect, and um and not trying to like outdo so and so or whatever, nothing like that. But I like, for me, it's like a battle within a battle, I guess. But
You're battling
um
yourself. I mean,
yeah,
you want to prove that you're as good as your peers, but
yeah,
it's really a battle within itself, which is kind of cool.
yeah, um and I don't know, it's just it's it's like you said, it's almost like life changing, because like when I got into it, like I was going through I mean, nothing too crazy, but I just had some stuff going on. Like, we got kicked out of the house that we were renting, and then my mom's health was declining,
Mm,
and as far as DJing, I didn't have my like equipment. It was all like stored up in the storage and stuff, so I couldn't mess with it for quite some time, and I was almost like at a standstill. It's like,
hmm.
where's the next thing, and comedy was it. It was kind of like almost like a second. It gave me a second win,
Right.
because
Right.
I was DJing for a long time. I had, I did my thing. I entered battles. I did clubs, house parties. I did all that. and then um, comedy was like a fresher breath there, and it kind of just gave me a second win.
I give you props for DJing blind too. That's gotta be that's taking it to another level.
Oh yeah, and well, and then for the people that don't know, it's like or do know, like it's all about ear when it comes down to it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's
Sorry.
all about
Yeah.
ear, having the ear, listening for the rhythm, the melody. Because if you really think about it, it's that's pretty much it. Just knowing or having a rhythm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a movie, shoot, I forget the name of it, of a DJ that goes deaf.
Oh, yeah, it had to be in the 2000s, right?
Yeah, early
I,
2000s. Yeah.
somewhere
That's a good
around there.
one.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
I forgot the name, but I heard about that.
Amazon came out with a movie recently where it was like a drummer that went deaf, and I'm like, dude, someone's already done that. Go check out that British DJ movie, you
Man, be
bitch.
original.
Nothing's original. That's a whole nother thing. But yeah,
Yeah.
dude, you're definitely original. Is it easier to bomb blind?
You know what? I don't. I mean, it doesn't. I don't know if it's easier, but it sucks.
It
But
still feels like shit.
yeah, it still feels like shit. But you know what? I never I'll honestly say I never bombed like a particular like specific like a showcase.
Yeah, more like
Uh,
an open mic.
yeah, if it's a mic, I can like whatever. For about open mics
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
man. It's like
You're
everyone
supposed to
fucking.
bomb at those.
Yeah, you're supposed to bomb there. Everyone's half-ass listening. It's like
Yeah,
fucking. They want a fourth round of beer and like they're
right, right.
watching
They're snorting
TV and yeah,
coke off their
yeah,
girlfriend's tit. Yeah, they don't
right.
care.
There's a dog over there by the
Right.
corner and
There's a
shit.
guy
Like,
named Cheese or whatever.
right. Shots out cheese.
I love that guy, but I'm just saying.
Oh my god. Jeez. Oh my god, hilarious. But yeah, like open mic, you can get away with it. But you should experience it though. Like I think a lot of us or people that's have done it or starting comedy. You kind of you have to experience that and humble yourself.
It would be, I don't know if this is like an asshole thing to say, but it'd be cool to do a show where you ran it and it was called Blind Comedy, and everyone, if they weren't blind, had to be like blindfolded and do their set.
Boom. I'll do one even further. I did that for my birthday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man.
Oh, that sounds cool.
I had everyone like in blindfolds, like, "Hey, get up there on stage, motherfuckers, do that shit."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
because a lot of times for me, I look at people's faces as kind
yeah.
of a reaction and stuff. So it's different. You could definitely go off of sound, and I bet you your ears are more in tuned, right? They say that when you lose one sense, another sense is heightened.
Yeah, false. I
Oh.
have a bit about that. I have a bit about that too, and
Oh, really?
it's.
That's
I
some
mean,
dumb shit a white mom told me.
fuck that, Karen. No, no, but you know what? It's not so much that it's heightened. It's you're more aware, I guess, of the your senses.
Yeah.
The decibels doesn't like raise up or anything.
Hmm.
If that makes any sense, it's like
Basically, you just lost a sense and nothing. You didn't gain anything from it.
yeah, no, I'm not like fucking Daredevil and shit. Even though a lot of people
That's gotta be
think
your favorite superhero, right?
another one. No,
No,
no, it's Stevie Wonder. No,
no. Oh, amazing.
yeah, no, but yeah, no, a lot of people say that though. Like, oh, Jay fucking Daredevil. But
Yeah,
yeah,
right,
no,
right. Those are all the hacky jokes. Just like with my
yeah,
last name,
yeah,
Woody, I get so many Toy Story and boner jokes. Like, I got it, dude. I got it.
right, right. Stop with that shit.
Yeah, it gets annoying.
But
So yeah.
you brought up the point as far as like you when you do comedy that you check out the facial expressions.
Hmm.
Um, like when I go up there, and I'm learning as I go on, and I'm
Right.
getting better and better at it. That um, obviously the laughter, once people laugh, it's like, okay, you did good, but I'm starting to find or figure out certain things as far as like little crowd works here and
Mm.
there, because I mean it's a little different, like when you yeah like as for me, like a blind comedian up there, like how do I manage those things, or even a heckler, like how do I, it's definitely interesting to say the least, and,
Yeah.
and I'm willing to take the challenge head on, and at the same time I'm learning like how to, you know um, incorporate all of, the subtleties of, like a crowd, like if what if something goes wrong, or like, oh shit, like you said, facial expression, like how do you, I have to turn it into something else, if that makes sense, like, and in that moment, the whole spontaneous thing, like,
Oh yeah, yeah, sure.
yeah, so I have to find ways to counter those things, and come up with, to make either my set interesting, or if I have to include a certain person from the audience, I have to come up with something, because like for like, yeah, like you, or any side comedians, you see that already. You see the facial expression. You see the guy over there rolling his eyes, or whatever, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw a guy
some.
take his wiener out one time. That was the one time I wish I was blind.
Yeah,
But I get it. You just have to go do different things. But you probably go up to someone and be like, "Hey, yeah, I don't know, like, stop doing that." You know what I mean? You can just joke around, like, "Yeah, oh my God, he's blind. And he told me to stop visually with my tits." You can fuck
yeah,
around. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
exactly. And
The
and the thing with, with us is that you got to be quick with it. You got to, like,
right,
boom,
right.
hit it, like hit it right there, boom, and because
That's the one thing I think you're born with. I think that's the only part. I believe you could be a really good writer and get away with not having that quick wittedness, but I
hmm
think like with me, I'm like half writing, half on stage, trying to figure my written part out. So
hmm
I need to be quick witted. And some nights, of course, I'm not. I mean, one time I got too drunk. If I drank too much, it's not gonna, I'm gonna sound like a robot up there. But if I'm loose and relaxed, and
yeah,
the wife said I love you before I went on, I'm like,
right.
yeah, yeah, I can't believe that. Yeah,
I'm gonna have a
I'll be
good night
cool.
tonight on stage.
Yeah, yeah, and you know what? It's always gonna you're never we want to like, oh my God, I figured out every line. I know exactly what I'm gonna do and say. It's
Right.
like it's never that way.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
always gonna be like jumping out of an airplane with a parachute, hoping it opens. You know what I mean? So
yeah. And you,
I and that's the high, right?
right, right, yeah.
That's the oh my God, I survived that. The parachute opened. Oh my
Yeah.
God, right?
And
So
and we started at the same time, and like I hope we get to that point where, like, boom, you walk into a venue, be like, oh shit, I got this on lock. I know what
well,
material I'm doing.
You
Uh,
gotta have goals too, dude.
yeah,
And you know what? We're still pretty early, and then COVID kind of fucked up. Even though I still try to hit it hard, I know you did too.
yeah, yeah.
But as hard as we could, But it's like every time I do it, I learn something new, what not to do, what to do,
Oh yeah, and
and
and that's the beauty of it too, and I love
right,
that aspect of it, of comedy, that aspect of it, because, like, I don't know, it's a trip. It's just it's like a
like a
newborn baby still, and
like
then,
yeah.
like, fucking, hey, fuck, I found I figured out how to fucking warm up a bottle and shit.
Right, yeah, I figure the end of that joke out just being on stage and taking a risk,
Yeah,
So I hope, I know comedy's hard and a lot of people quit because it's hard and that's good for us because
yeah.
I'm gonna tough it out. I have goals of, I'd like to come out with a comedy album and then
Oh
I'll
yeah,
have maybe another, goal, but I
yeah,
know
yeah.
for a fact I heard a guy's comedy album recently and it was like you can tell he's not ready for it. Like the bits are too short. Like every track was like 40 seconds. And I'm like,
Mm,
that's not a
okay.
professional to me. A professional is one that can riff, the bits are long, the tracks are a couple minutes long. So
Right.
I mean, and that's fine. That's where that person's at, and they released the album, I think, too early, but that's just my point of view.
Yeah,
And
yeah. No, I feel you. I feel you.
you have to watch other comedians what they do because it'll teach you what you don't want to do and make the same mistakes because you don't want to release stuff too early. I mean, I have stuff out there. I'm kind of like, ugh. I'll
Yeah.
release a clip and then that joke will get better like a couple of months down the
Yeah,
line.
yeah.
But then I already released the clip. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah,
So it's the hardest thing about comedy is patience,
yeah.
and trying to get up as much as you can. But my whole thing is, I get this new uh, job at the lab, and now I can go to more away mics, more road gigs because it takes money to do the
Hmm.
comedy. You can't be broke doing comedy if you want to travel and
Right,
get
right.
mics in and shows in and fucking network. You need a little money,
Yeah, yeah. No, that's definitely.
you know. And you got to take people looking at you. Oh, you still doing comedy, and you think that's gonna go anywhere? Not, not with that mindset. So
Yeah.
you gotta
No,
just
no.
keep going for it. And honestly, I do better when I'm not when I start thinking, oh, I want this, I want to be in LA and be friends with Bill Burr and suck his wife's tits and be all this. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy thinking. You're gonna drive yourself crazy. Don't go out there trying to be a celebrity. Just go out there being as funny as possible. And if something comes down the line, it comes down the line. But back to that DJ and making music, I was going into something, but I got
Hmm.
ADD. With the comedy, you need to get in commercials, movie roles, spokesman for something. You
Hmm.
need to get credits because I noticed these headliners, they were on a Comedy Central show or they did a voice for 2 seconds on Family Guy. Well, they can put Family Guy now. And people are going to book them and people have seen them. Oh my God, that's Alex Woody. He's a fat, chubby guy on Gilmore Girls, right? If I was on Gilmore Girls, I'd probably get a headline gig.
Yeah. You know what? And
So.
that's the word right there. You said it. Credits.
And
It.
that's why sometimes, I mean, honestly, we're at the right pace because I've seen where it's like actors doing comedy and it's horrible, but they have the credits so they can get big spots and
Yeah,
people
a
will come
little
see
leeway
them.
there. Yeah, yeah.
And I think it's better to be a dope comic and then get on a commercial or whatever. But there's a comedian out there who's famous for a Dodge Ram commercial.
Hmm.
Um, that he's called the Hemi Guy.
Hmm.
His name is John Reap, and he's a Southern comedian, but he's popular and he headlines big. But he's known for like a commercial and like tiny
Right,
roles on movies. But there's avenues to go. You just kind of have to push yourself, and you need money to drive to LA and drive these things. There's
right.
shit up here, but
Yeah,
so there's
yeah,
a lot to it. But you can do it. That's my point.
yeah.
And
No, 100%.
and and you can't let open mic people bring you down either, because there's also a lot of crazy people in comedy. You be nice to
Yeah,
people. Be nice to people, but there's a lot of I've seen people that have been open micing for 10 years, and it's just like if I'm just open micing 10 years and nothing's, I mean, I get still doing open mics, but if I haven't done anything, it's just like, what are you doing with your life,
yeah.
guy?
You gotta
You know what
ask
I
yourself,
mean? Like,
what are you
yeah.
in it for?
Yeah, maybe you should get back into DJing or join a band or clergy or hang out with nuns, you know what I
Join
mean?
the Olympics.
Yeah, yeah, you know what I mean?
Oh
And
my
probably
god.
special if they've been doing it that long, 10 years. You know what I mean? So that, like I said, and a comedian, this is all I do is I observe and I look at, okay, if I'm doing this and it's still open mic and no album or anything's come about, I'm
Hmm.
not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
You
No,
know?
no, that's what. Yeah, no, I definitely agree. And you hit another one on the head as well. Like we're at the right pace. And I've spoken to a lot of other comedians that have been doing it longer and said, man, keep doing it. You're at the right pace. You're doing shows and you're grinding. You're at the right pace. So.
Yeah, everyone says keep doing it, keep going. I've heard people also say, older comedians who do big shows, no one wants to see you succeed,
Hmm.
which is a good thing to go into. I mean, there are people that want to see you succeed, but
Yeah.
comedian wise, I mean, they're vultures out there. I mean, I was doing shows with a guy and he just totally stopped listening to what I was saying, started doing stuff on his own without me knowing, and
Mm-hmm.
then before you know it, he's kicked me out and he's doing his own thing. And I get it. You know what? It wasn't meant to be because we have different
Yeah.
philosophies on shows. So really, it's
Yeah.
for the better. I'm happy it happened.
Right.
But it's just, you're going to see people are kind of snakes out here. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
And you'll see people who start running big shows and they think they're the hottest comedian. You'll ask them for sets and they say you suck, but you're at the same
Mm.
level.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing the shit I've come across.
Yeah. It's a clusterfuck.
And I hate getting on, the Bay Area Comedy Network. God, that is just full. That whole thing on Facebook, it's just full of drama
Man.
and
Yeah.
accusation, shit that should be on the back page of the news. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear about rape and all that. Just get a lawyer, call the fucking cops. You know what I mean? Like, go
TMZ
handle
and
it.
shit.
You know what I mean? I go on there, like, what shows are coming out? Where's the open mics? I don't
Right.
need all that drama. It distracts you.
Yeah.
Those are the people that are having a hard time writing. They gotta go on there. Hey, can't believe this guy books this guy. Like, who cares? Go talk to your friends and work on shit.
Jack off somewhere, damn it.
Yeah, and you know what I'm realizing too, comedy is like a job, is you're not gonna like everyone.
Yeah. 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 I
Yeah,
know.
that's
Right?
natural.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also don't like ultra positive people. There's a couple of ultra positive people in the comedy scenes. Like,
Hmm.
oh my God, I just did this. I'm like, it's horrible, right? You're doing
Yeah.
horrible, but you're. See, that's the thing in comedy too. They won't tell someone like your jokes stink. You need to work on 'em. Like people are too scared to give people criticism or anything.
Right.
So
Right. Right.
you'll just see people that are lousy and think they're killing it, and it just bugs the shit out of me. But I bet you people have seen me though on there, and it bugs the shit out of them to see me. So it's full circle. It's full circle.
But yeah, no, I know what you mean though. It's like, oh man, like a lot of times people go, oh man, you did good, man. That was awesome. Set, man. Like, man, fuck you.
Yeah, but this is probably the same with DJing and everything else. This is
Oh
just
yeah,
part of
no,
it.
it goes hand in hand. It's funny
Yeah,
how that works. But yeah, no, there's a lot of
there's always
that goes on.
haters. Have you ever had anyone stop your set? Like, hey, stop! You can't say that. Go on to another joke. Stop. Have you ever had anyone do that?
uh, you know what? I'm trying to remember early on. Someone said, I think to me was it's like, what are you talking about? It's just from what I remember. It's like I was like, oh
Yeah,
shit,
I get that
okay.
every time. I get that every time. No, I get that. Sometimes people they don't know you're doing like satire or like being sarcastic or joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
But as
this
far as
one.
stop my set,
Yeah,
I don't think so. I haven't.
yeah,
Something happened to you or
yeah.
what?
That's happened a couple times, but kind of more in the beginning,
Hmm.
and it's certain areas in the Bay Area kind of. I know how to handle.
Like
I know how
literally
to
like.
handle them better now.
Oh, okay. But I mean, like in the beginning, like early on, someone said enough or like.
I had a joke about. I've talked about this, but I had a joke about ice, and my wife's Hispanic and me showing up to a barbecue saying I'm bringing ice, and then no one's there when I show up.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like they think I'm bringing the wrong ice, right? And right, the department guys. So
Yeah.
I had the lady before I can even get to that punchline. So I just said ice and like sent up the joke, and the lady's
Yeah.
like, "My friend's illegal," and I wasn't at the stage of being able to turn that in the joke. Like, why are you outing your friend? And what if I actually was ice? But
Right.
I got angry because it was like 10 minutes into my set, and I was doing well. I was in the moment. I got
Uh-huh.
and then this lady stopped. It was like one of the last jokes I was gonna do. Actually, and I kind of stopped doing that joke because it was so, I was like, I don't want to deal with that. And I
Mm.
recently started doing it, and it does well. There's usually a pause because you're like, what? And they're like, oh. So it's been doing it well. I
Yeah.
heard someone say one time, if you're pissing someone off of your joke, is to keep going with it. But I don't know. I don't know. I also did a gig recently where a lady was definitely drunk, Hispanic, and I was going to go into some Hispanic wife jokes, and
Right.
I did one, and she was kind of like, ah, and just I was
Yeah.
like, at that night, I was like, I don't really want to deal with this. I'm gonna go into something else. I'm gonna go into a
Right.
different topic. And
Right.
I was leaving that night, and there was an old set of couples, four
Mm.
people, two to do the math, tutu. And they were like, hanging around the corner and walking my car, and they're like, "Oh, good show." And I was like, "Really? You liked it?" And they're like, "Yeah, yeah." I was shocked. And then they're like, and then I told them, that one lady, she kind of heckled. I wanted to do this joke, and they're like, the guy's like, "You should have done it." And I was like, I am
Right.
a pussy. Kind of made me feel like a pussy. And then I told them the joke, and they laughed. They're like, "Oh, that was like a bonus track." I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, right."
Yeah. But
Um,
but you know what? That's part of learning though, right? Like
yeah.
we it's like you kind of you know grow, and then if something like that does happen again, you know how to either maneuver from it, or how to counter it, like or turn it into
And
like riffing on that particular
right,
person or whatever.
right,
We
right,
kind of just learn that as we go on.
right. Totally, dude. And it's like my wife always tells me, not everyone's gonna like you.
Yeah, yeah,
And
right.
it's true. Like, how many people really do you think to be a successful headliner? You only need like, you don't need that many fans, and there's a lot of people in the world. I could
Yeah,
fail as a comedian in the U.S., but be killer in like Slovakia or something. You know what I mean?
yeah, right.
Over there. Oh,
I
Woody,
know.
big Woody, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, it's not that big guy, but yeah, I'll take the compliment.
I know. Slovakia, strong fan base right there. Check them out.
Right? Yeah, check me out, dude. I heard your country's small, but I'll party. You know.
I know.
But you
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean. You know what I
yeah,
mean. It's like, but it's weird how we want everyone to like us, but that is a dangerous road to go down because you're never going to be satisfied. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
But you don't
Yeah.
want everyone hating you either. You got to be somewhere in the middle because I know some comedians are like, I don't care what people think. I don't care. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
you need to care too because your jokes suck. You know what I mean? You're pissing off people. But that's usually people in the beginning.
Yeah.
But like I said, there's also mentally ill people in the scene, and they'll just like, dude, I get you want to kill your grandma, but this is not a therapy session.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
So
and then that's the other thing as well is you know uh I think we can separate who's who, and who's gonna grow and further along their career versus someone that keeps doing the same bit, or just doesn't learn how
doesn't
to,
grow.
yeah, or doesn't learn, yeah, learn how to grow, and doesn't change that bit, or just fucking abandon that shit,
Yeah, yeah. Well, you can't. The whole thing. It's really weird. It's like you can't be in denial, but you also kind of want to be in denial about stuff
Yeah,
because
yeah.
if you're too real with yourself, you're probably gonna quit. But if you're in a little denial, like yeah, that one, you'll have a really good set and be like, yeah, I'm gonna make it. Like this is crazy.
Right.
But you also gotta like the next day when the high is worn off, you gotta go back to the recording because record every one of your sets, Elvin.
Yeah.
Record every
Yeah,
one of your
yeah.
sets, and you gotta listen back, and it's painful, and then you gotta write. I'll write down on my phone or just mentally write down. Okay, that didn't work, and I've tried that 3 times. I
Yeah.
get that. I think it's funny, but it's not. Okay, guys, stop it.
Yeah.
And then I'll do something else. I'll listen, and then if I'm really not feeling lazy, I'll write my phone. Okay, this joke, I've been doing it more. This joke worked. This joke didn't work.
Right.
Try this. Because sometimes also I like about comedy shows, and you don't really get this with DJing, I don't think, is I'll be just riffing. I
Hmm.
guess with practicing with another DJ, you get this, but I'll just be riffing and I'll come up with a new joke or a new idea just because I don't know. I feel more comfortable talking to comedians. They get me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're already hyped up kind of a comedy way for the show, anyways.
Yeah.
So I'll write that stuff down. This is stuff I want to try at the next open mic. And
Yeah.
like
No.
the other night I tried a bunch of stuff and it wasn't fully developed stuff, but I did
Yeah.
like 7 minutes of people laughing with all new stuff. I'm like, I'm rolling, baby. This is
Yeah.
great.
There you go.
So
Yeah. And
that's probably like a new mashup with the vinyl. Like, oh, that song blended super well together. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
thanks, Johnny. Thanks, Johnny. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No. That's part of it too. Yeah. I mean, um, sometimes it works out in that way.
Yeah.
Just it could be, yeah, like whatever. I mean, or like you said, riffing, like freestyle, like just come up with something that you didn't even intended. It kind of just went into something else, and like, oh shit, that works. So it's like, fuck yeah, I'll keep that. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's crazy. It's
yeah.
cool. It's very cool, and sometimes you'll come up with jokes, and you're like, that had to be something I heard, and it's not. It's just comes. It's really weird because sometimes the comedy things just come out of the
Yeah.
blue.
Yeah. Exactly. Yep.
That's why I've heard that a lot of famous comedians they feel like they don't deserve to be there.
Hmm. Yep. That's right, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think I lost you there for a sec, but
Yeah. No, you're good.
just coming up with funny ideas all the time kind of primes your brain, and so when you do come up with something, you're like, where did this come from? But you've been training for it this whole time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
a lot
Yeah.
of this shit is like I'll be at work, I'm like, I gotta come up with something better. I got a show coming up. A lot of times I come up with stuff the day of shows
Yeah. Yeah.
because I'm kind of nervous and I'm like, fuck, I need to add something to this. Sometimes I don't, but it just seems like the days I don't have anything, like some. Honestly, I did have some mental health issues during the pandemic because there were some times I didn't have anything going on, and they were just doing an open mic for a while at the park, and that was embarrassing because no one
Hmm.
gave a fuck, and people were running by, and kids are poking you with a stick and hitting you in the balls, and like, and you can't kick another kid's kid because that's child abuse, right?
Yeah.
So that was tough, and I started drinking more and playing with the willy more, and it's you know what I mean. It was
Willy
horrible,
Woody.
man. Yeah, yeah. There you go. That's what they called me in grade school.
Hey, there
Hey,
you
don't do it in the school bathroom. They'll give you a nickname. No, but you know what I mean. It's just like I wasn't working on anything. I was like just stagnant.
Yeah.
And anyways,
Yeah,
I'm glad
yeah,
things are
no,
opening up.
yeah, no, like you said, it can you can run into that whole stagnant thing, and
Yeah.
even with that, like even if I don't come up with anything, I try not to force myself because if I do that, I end up like just fucking like just I don't know, banging my head against the wall, like even though nothing's there. It's like, no, let's not bang your head against the wall. Like, chill,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, like
yeah, yeah. You don't want to
don't
beat
force,
yourself up.
don't force yourself. That's what I tell myself a lot of times. I mean,
I
if it
mean,
comes, it
yeah.
comes. Like,
Right, right. That's what I tell my wife. But
hey,
hey, no, but I get that, and the whole I think a lot of with comedy, and here's the key. I don't know why I'm whispering, but it's um
ASMR.
you have to have faith.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm not being religious or anything, but you have to have faith in yourself that like I've been funny before.
Hmm.
These people are here for comedy, right?
Yeah.
Unless you're doing an open mic, which you're fucked. But the show, you prep. It's all like hyping yourself up. There's a lot of that
Yeah.
because if you go in mentally like, oh, my wife hates me, my kid wants to kill me, my mom hasn't bought me a present since I was 12, you're gonna go. It's gonna be horrible,
Yeah.
and you're gonna do some rant you wrote in your journal, and no one's gonna laugh, and someone might give you a tissue.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
definitely, this definitely didn't happen to me. But you know what I mean? So it's like up, and that's a lot of comedy is fake confidence.
Hmm.
You're faking it to make it. Oh yeah, I got a ton of jokes. Yeah, and you're so high before the show because you're hanging out with a guy named Cheese. You got to pretend that you know what I mean. You got to pretend like different didn't happen to me. Definitely didn't happen to
Yeah.
me. You got to pretend like you have jokes. You know what I mean? And it's that fake confidence. But I think people know that's part of stand up.
Yeah.
And once you show weakness too, though, that's the whole thing too. Is once you show
Hmm.
weakness, it's like the audience could be like lions, and they see a injured fawn, and they're like, "Let's
Oh
go
man.
fucking eat that
Yeah.
motherfucker."
Yeah.
Because I've
Yeah.
had people come up to me with the mic and go like, "You're stupid," like, "You're gay." Like I've had people like just come up to like my microphone while I'm standing
Ooh.
there and say that because they're so drunk, and people were like,
Yeah.
"Come on, Bob, go sit down," And I stood my ground. I actually have a clip on YouTube. It's called like Alex Woody Rowdy Crowd, and I just like stood my ground and like said like, no, I don't want to suck your dick, like just playing off of them. Like I had to
Yeah.
do some goofy dancing, and I
Yeah.
shook my butt just being goofy, but that's how I had to get the crowd back going
Yeah. Yeah.
because these guys were
Exactly.
ruining the show, and they hated me. Yeah, let me tell you, I was a little scared going in the parking lot, but I felt like a chick leaving work at the mall. But I had someone escort me. I was like, Dad, but
Yeah,
that's you just have to do it,
yeah,
and it'll work
exactly.
out. Just put the work in. That's it.
Well, yeah, yeah. Put in the work. Have a level of confidence about yourself, and this is the other thing I tell myself too. It's like, just do you, man. I mean, we're all comedians. And the thing with comedy, like everyone has different styles, and
Right.
just do you. Do what works for you, and yeah, but be confident. Like a lot of times, like like there's probably some people out there that are like, dang, Elvin, why are you doing comedy? It's like, dang, aren't you scared? It's like,
Oh
no,
yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that. Yeah.
and and doing comedy or being a comedian, that's a that's that's already taking a step in the right direction if you have the right passion for it, because that's a brave thing to do. It's not easy, as far as like what we do up there, get up on
Well,
you know
I get used to it, weirdly. I mean, I don't get when I first got into it, if I had a show that day, my wife couldn't talk to me, no one could talk to me. I was
hmm
like just I can't, I was nervous, but now I'm like whatever, like most of the time this goes well, so I'm just gonna do it,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
And
as far as when I meant to say it's not easy, like, like a lot of people can't do this.
yeah, right. No,
I
that's true. I
Yeah.
think the second most fear, I think it's the first. Oh, no, no, it's the first. The first, like the number one fear that people have is public speaking over death.
Yeah,
You know
no,
what I mean?
I think so too. Yeah, it's because I mean, you
So
got to remember, if back in high school, we had to do a lot of that shit. Remember, I don't know if you remember like going up in front of your fellow fellow students, like trying to do a presentation. I was like, fuck, man,
I
this is
didn't, I
fucking.
didn't, I didn't go to high school. I went straight into the NBA from middle school.
Yeah, because you were Steph Curry, baby.
Yeah, I was the number one chubby fat guy pick ever. I like that
And
guy. He can
with the cornrows, with the
with the
cornrows.
two. Yeah, yeah. They call me AI. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's Alan.
Oh my God, he's on fire. A Dub's on
Yeah,
fire, y'all. Hey man,
yeah,
you know what? I think we'll wrap it up right there.
yeah,
We'll
yeah,
end
yeah,
it
for
on that
sure.
right there.
Put a
Yeah.
bow on it, baby.
Yeah. Put a bow on it, bitches. You know what? A Dub, aka
Yeah,
Alex Woody, bro. Thank you for being on the podcast, bro.
that was really fun, and
It
I'll
was
and
fun.
I'm gonna promote it. This is a great podcast.
Oh,
Great
definitely.
questions. Great
Yeah.
questions.
And before we go anything to plug?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna be California people or people visiting from California. I'm gonna be at Clayton Valley Bowl, which is a bowling alley, but they have a separate room. It's a great show. It's in Concord. And even though I don't know why, it's right next to Clayton, but it's in Concord. They want to be Clayton. Clayton's kind of a
Yeah.
rich city, but it's Clayton
Ah.
Valley Bowl. Show starts at great lineup, and I'm gonna be there Wednesday. So come out Wednesday, October 4th, and then I have a show I do once a month in Walnut Creek at a place called Retro Junkie,
Retro
which is
Junkies.
fitting to me, right, guy? Because I used to do drugs, right? And I have Kabir Singh, who's just on
Oh shit.
America's Got Talent, and this
Yeah.
guy's headline all over the place,
He's
and he's
on
been in the
fire right now.
game. Yeah, he's great and nice guy, and we got him headlining. So that's gonna be a good show, and tickets for that are like $10. You just
Mhm.
look up Fat Kid Comedy. That's the name of the production. Because me and this other guy were fat as kids. So, and that's August 18th. Tickets are cheap. I mean, this guy usually sells tickets to see him 20, $25. So
I mean,
10
come
bucks.
on, y'all. 10
Yeah,
bucks. I
10
mean,
bucks.
shit. Come on.
Help
That's
me
what's
buy
up.
some more weed so I don't have to steal from my grandma. You know what I mean? So, anyways,
uh
that was fun, dude. I really appreciate it, and I hope to. Well, I hate to say this, but I hope to see you around. You know what I mean?
oh,
Oh,
he
I know.
ended on that
I'm
one.
hacky. I'm corny. My name's Woody.
Yes, baby. Hey, Dove, man, Alex, bro, thank you. As far as my stuff, like I said, it's on your various streaming platform. Where's my damn podcast? Be sure to check that out. And yeah, man, shit. Until next time, y'all. Peace.
Late.